Good evening, I'm Victoria.
And I'm Paul. Tonight, we're rewinding the journey that made us all lean in a little closer. Life in a transit.
With Season 2 quietly approaching, it's the perfect time to revisit the ride that had everyone talking. This wasn't just another show, it was a reflection of real people, real struggles, and the moments in between.
We begin on a train platform, simple, quiet, almost forgettable. But that's where Carla found herself again. A writer, a thinker, a woman trying to stay out of her own way. She wasn't looking for conversation, until Scott stepped up.
Scott, awkward, observant, and oddly charming, wasn't just looking for a snack at the vending machine. He saw something in Carla. And while their early interactions were filled with hesitation and sarcasm, the chemistry was undeniable.
But this wasn't a love story. At least, not in the traditional sense. Life in a transit was about all kinds of connection, and what happens when you sit still long enough to actually feel something.
Carla's world slowly expanded. Jessica, her best friend with bold opinions and secret wounds, reminded us that even loud voices can be lonely. Jay and Derek brought comic relief, but behind the jokes, pain, pride, pressure.
And then came Lizzie, quiet, thoughtful, a woman who didn't need to say much to shift the whole atmosphere. Her arrival changed everything, not just for Carla, but for the entire rhythm of the group.
But life in a transit wasn't just about the main riders. Along the way, we met people who seemed strange at first, until they weren't.
Like Delmore, a street philosopher in a dinosaur costume, who popped in and out like a riddle with rhythm. He spoke in parables, carried wisdom like it was spare change, and always left you with something to think about.
And Dottie, how could we forget her? The woman with a cat literally living in her hair. Eccentric? Absolutely. But sometimes, in between the rambles and riddles, she said something that just hit too close to home.
Together, they reminded us that life isn't always clean-cut. Sometimes the most out there people are the ones holding everything together. Sometimes, the side characters are delivering the realest truths.
Across buses, platforms, and passing conversations, the characters wrestled with truth. The show never rushed, because real healing doesn't either.
We saw people confront their guilt, their pasts, and their patterns. There were arguments, silent rides, and unexpected confessions. And through it all, the transit line kept moving, just like life.
But then, we arrived at Poetry Night, the emotional pulse of the season. A cafe full of nervous artists and broken souls, where caffeine met catharsis, and everyone listened just a little differently.
Carla and Lizzie found real connection that night, laughing, opening up, and for the first time, letting themselves be seen.
But just as the healing began, Scott appeared. Quiet, observing. He didn't say a word, but his presence said everything.
He looked at Carla, not with judgment, but with the weight of something unfinished. And as the cafe buzzed with noise and poetry, Scott took one step forward.
That's where we left them. In the space between moving on and circling back.
So what happens next? Does Scott speak? Is Carla ready to face whatever's still lingering? And where does Lizzie fit in, now that she's found her voice?
Season 2 is approaching. New conversations, old wounds, unexpected shifts. And one truth remains. Nobody rides the transit line by accident.
This is life in a transit. And the ride's not over yet.